Hello, how are you? Today I wanted to do I guess it's gonna be a haul, a quilt haul. During the weekend I passed by this garage sale and I wasn't gonna go there, but they had like a quilt stand. So I told my son to stop and oh my God. I found out that the person who was having the garage sale is a daughter of a lady who I used to long arm for, but she's not here no more, and so her daughter was selling her fabric. I shouldn't be doing this because it stretches the quilt. I do not recommend, okay? But I gotta show you what I got. My dogs are on the floor. So this is one of the quilt tops. I want you to see her beautiful piecing. Look how well that star is made. All right, hold on, let me put it on the long arm so you can see it better. The quilt looks like, I'm using a different camera so you could kind of see it. It is so well pieced. Isn't it beautiful? I think I'm not very good at doing these, and look how well it was pieced. Just a sweet, beautiful little quilt. Well, it's not little. This is a good quilt. It's probably like it's a bit bigger than a throw, a little bit, probably like a queen size quilt. And this is what it is. Her daughter didn't know the treasure her mom had in fabric. And so my recommendation is, if you have a family member who has fabric and you want to get rid of it, don't do it at a garage sale. She wanted to sell these beautiful big bins of fabric for $10. Quilt number 2. I ended up finding this little baby quilt that she had made. And I told the lady that I would long arm this quilt and give it to my friend's great grandbaby, even though that she's not here. I'm sure that's what this was for. And oh my God, look how beautiful. Like, look at that piecing. This is the close-up of this baby quilt. Look at that fabric. Look at that fabric. Look at that fabric. Look at how all it needs is a border. Or I told her I was gonna quilt this and give it back to her for her grandbaby that they have, which would be my friend's great grandbaby. And I in good conscience could have bought everything she had for 60 bucks, but I didn't do that to the daughter because I know her mother. And I just wouldn't do that. I don't think that's fair. All right, let me share number 3. They're just sweet, beautifully made little quilts. So this is the quilt. This is the fabric. She's a little quilt, she's not that big. But still, it took time to make these flying geese that turns into arrows. Like a little unique star. And so I told the daughter what she had in the fabric estate. And I told her to, you know, sell it differently. Look at this quilt. Oh, don't fall it enough. Look how beautiful this is. Let me put it on the long arm so you can see it. Look how beautiful. Pinwheels, just a pinwheel quilt. It's not like that big of a deal. I don't think pinwheel quilts are that hard to make, but has square triangles. Has square triangles, turns into pinwheels, and it's just like a beautiful Christmas quilt. So here's the quilt. Even though there's like that weird quilt there, or weird color way, because it should be like greens, reds, and stuff. It doesn't matter. I think it, let me show you some of this fabric. And she put this color in another space. So, look how pretty. Look how beautiful. Like, they're well put together too. Look at those seams. Well, anyway, she didn't want to deal with it. So I went through all the bins and I found quilt tops. You know how I buy me quilt tops? I found me the beautiful quilt tops. So here's another one. Look how beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful quilt. I think this is so romantic. And that fabric's so romantic. And I'll move it up here so you can see. Look how pretty. Look at that. Look how beautiful this is. Look at her piecing. Look at her piecing. Look at that piecing. See, what a unique style. And then that. Look at that, how beautiful. And for all of these quilt tops that I got that are wonderfully made from my client, I bought them. I couldn't in good conscience leave them there. Let me show you one of my favorite ones. This one, I literally fanned out for the daughter to see it and asked her, are you sure you want to get rid of this? Like, are you serious? She's like, nah, whatever. I'm like, oh. I go, your mom is rolling in the grave. Yeah, it's fine. She'll be fine. But look at this quilt. Look at this quilt. Look how pretty this is. Look how lovely. All right, let me put on the long arm so you can see it, okay? Wow. Look how pretty. Like, she's just a beautiful quilt. I don't have time to make that. And it's like a lot of time. Let's go to the, look at the background fabric that she chose. Look how beautiful. This is such a sweet little scrappy quilt. So this is a block and then this is a block. So it's a 9 patch, and I think, look how beautiful. And then just all the leftover 4 patches. Wow, lovely. How much time she spent on it. And I even showed her the quilts to the daughter. I'm like, are you sure you don't want to keep these? And the daughter's like, mm-mm. So I spent $60, and let me show you what I got. I would make this for like a twin bed. So pretty. Cool idea. And just kind of scrapped the bottom. I think this quilt is so easy to make. It's just, I think 5 by 5 squares or 5.5 by 5.5. And you just, if you have random fabric everywhere, and I just didn't, you know, like, look how easy this quilt looks. How easy it is to make. And it's a scrappy quilt. It's long. It's kind of a bit of an odd shape. Probably like for a twin size bed. But look how beautiful. Look how beautiful. Let me bring you up close. My lovely. You don't want to keep this one? And they're like, no. I'm like, ugh. Look at the fabric. Different hues of blue just make this like lovely. I don't know, look at this. Oh, I love this fabric. Look at that. That fabric is beautiful. Look at those stars. I don't think I can make stars that good. Another thing that I found at the estate sale is my client friend had a whole bunch of yardage. The family member didn't understand how valuable this yardage is. I mean, if I was to go get a bundle of probably like 4 yards of this fabric, I'd probably pay $40 to $50 for it. Okay, maybe like if I go to a quilt store, but at Joann's maybe a lot cheaper because you could get 50% off, but it's still beautiful yardage. Also had bundles, and I only took like 2 of them because I felt like I was becoming a hoarder, going crazy. So she had a bag of blocks. I could literally just put this together and make myself a whole bunch of, probably maybe 2 large quilts, 1 huge quilt, 2 twins, and or a whole bunch of sweet baby quilts with this. Look, oh my god, it's delicious. And look at that ironing in the back. Enough 9 patches to probably make 2 other quilts. Isn't it beautiful? Like, look how beautifully made they are. Let's check the back. Look how beautifully ironed they are. All her piecing is ironed so wonderfully. So that's, I found this in a bag, and I found these kind of scattered around, and I collected them to put them in 1 solid bag. And I don't think I paid for these. She gave them to me. If you go to an estate sale, these items are like usually in a corner where they're disregarded and they're not considered valuable. The valuable things at estate sales they put forward, or even in garage sales. So literally I was looking, I found all these quilt blocks at the very bottom of a box. Can you imagine, like, and I just kept gathering them, and the piecing is delicious. Like, look at this. Oh. And so right here, probably, I need to count how many blocks they are. Oh, it's still going. Okay, so that's, I may take videos of it. Here's like another one. And I believe this has enough blocks completed that all I have to do is probably find fabric to do sashing with it. Look how beautiful. This fabric isn't made anymore. It doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. It's like, bye-bye. Look at that. Look at that. I know, I'm like, this is delicious. Like, even look at this one. How beautiful. So let me count the blocks and tell you how many. Oh, you want to see the back side? Even the back is so well pressed. Look how she turned her, like, seams right there. Like, this lady loved this stuff. Yes, you heard me right. She gave them to me. She's like, just take them. But you know, when people don't know the value of something, they don't care about it. And I think what makes this a thing for me is not only is the purchase of the fabric valuable, the fact that my client, who's not here no more, purchased all this beautiful fabric, but the amount of time to cut the fabric, to sew the fabric, and the time invested. And you know, our children don't know the value of it. They don't know the importance of it. And I think we're not educating them either. I had to literally sit down and share with her how much the quilts that, just in a quilt top, how much they're worth just on their own. You know, hey. But I also blessed her more than she expected. So she literally was gonna give me the quilts for like 20 cents, and I paid her $60 for 9 quilts. I even think I gave her an extra $20. So I tried to give her like $10 per quilt. But even then, it's still like I made a deal. I feel like I made a deal. I got a deal. But to her, she got a deal because she made more than she expected. But yeah, it's a thing. People don't know. People don't know.